Okay, here's the move.
Yeah.
Okay, there is this park house in my neighborhood that I go to that's outside, and I sometimes work on my laptop outside.
Wait, there's a what?
Park house. It's like it used to be it doesn't matter. It's just an outside building. Sorry, it doesn't matter. Anyway,
Wait, are you outside or are you in a building?
outside, but the building is next to. Outside.
Aren't all buildings outside?
I don't know, man.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
What is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Marques.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm David.
And in today's episode, we just have a lot of stuff. MWC was this past week, basically. I think it might be finishing up by the time you listen to this, but it was a pretty good one in that there was just a ton of stuff shown off, especially in the smartphone world, but in others too. Great. And also, Apple decided to sneaky drop 2 press releases this week, some press release product announcements, and we had products that we reviewed on the channel. It's a good time. There's a lot.
Ellis this morning came up and was like, it feels good to have like a product podcast episode today. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we do. It's like only products today.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait.
Just wait. There's something that's not a product that I'm very excited about.
That will come towards the end
gotta
of
wait
the
for the
episode.
end.
Yeah,
There's the hook, baby.
But first of all, okay, if you're listening to this on Friday, we're on our way to South by Southwest, and that's where we will be doing, like we've mentioned, our first ever live podcast on the Vox stage at 10 a.m. on Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Time. Obviously, if you're there, feel free to hop on over. For those who aren't, we will be publishing it as a bonus episode, so you'll be able to hear it. We'll have some like live, fun studio audience interaction, hopefully. It should be a good time.
If you're there, please come. We need an audience.
Yeah, it would be pretty embarrassing if we showed up and nobody else showed up. That would also be
true.
sad.
We do podcasting for ourselves.
Yeah, so if any of you guys are actually there, we'll see you there. But yeah, I think we should just jump right in because there's a lot to cover. And I feel like if we don't jump right in, we'll never get to the end.
Agreed.
Of it.
Yeah.
So, okay, first thing, Xiaomi modular camera phone lens thing. This is MWC material.
Yes. Okay. For those that don't know, Mobile World Congress, big technology trade show a few months after CES. Generally, specifically focused around phones and then more recently smart home stuff. So there's always a lot of smart home stuff. But this year in particular, this kind of feels like old CES levels of smartphone weirdness.
I love it so much from what I've seen.
Yes. Lots of concepts, lots of strange devices, lots of solar-powered technology, weirdly enough.
For each one of these things, we should figure out and just establish if it's a real product or not.
I think you can blanket say no to that.
It's like no on most of them. There are some.
I was going to say we should very quickly run through them, and there's essentially a gimmick to everyone.
Yeah.
Let's try and see who we think would use this gimmick, or if we think anyone would use the gimmick. And a very quick, I think David's going to have more than a few quick thoughts on the first one. That's why I put it first.
Yeah.
But everything under that's a bit quicker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Xiaomi says we can attach an entire smartphone camera, or a bigger than a smartphone camera, and bigger than smartphone optics to the back of your smartphone with some pins.
Yeah.
And so you can take these great pictures, and then when you're done, you just take it off the back of your phone, put it back in your pocket, and you have a regular Xiaomi phone. It's not the first time we've seen this concept before.
No.
I have vivid memories of 2 of them. One of them was a Sony version of this, like the QX100 back in the day, which was literally the same thing. Like everyone knows the RX100.
Yeah.
It was a little sensor with a lens that you slapped onto the back of your Sony phone, and the Sony phone became the viewfinder. And you have a nice camera.
Very cool.
And then, what was that? There was like a Hasselblad Moto mod.
Yeah, there's a Hasselblad Moto mod. There was the Samsung phone that just was a camera.
Oh, this Galaxy camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've seen versions of this before. This is Xiaomi's version, 100 megapixels, big lens, f1.4 wide open to f11.
Yeah.
Roughly 35 millimeter prime focal length, not a zoom. And then these pins are super powerful, so they built a phone so you can transfer 10 gigabits per second. So you get like real-time viewfinder, all the information from your lens.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea.
Yes. They said it's a 4/3 type sensor, which I don't really know if that means micro 4/3 or if that is sort of the 1.0 type kind of situation. Where
Sounds like it's a little...
probably smaller.
If I'm doing straight math, it's bigger than the 1.0 type sensor.
Yes, definitely.
Cool.
It means 4/3-ish.
Nice.
Ish.
Which is
Four
what
thirds vibes.
Which is what 1.0 type is as well.
It's also
like
vibes.
not an inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cool thing about this is it's like a physical lens that has the sensor in the lens, and then it transfers via these pogo pins at 10 gigabits per second, which is very cool. And I find that super interesting. I wish it was not 100 megapixels. The reason they're probably doing that is because it's not a zoom lens, and that way you can crop into the center of the sensor, but then you have pixel pitch issues, which means you're not getting as much light per pixel, so that's a whole thing. However, again, micro four thirds type is definitely bigger than 1 inch. And if you can just like slap it on the back of your phone, the question becomes, and again, this is a concept, so it's not actually coming out right now.
Okay.
The question then becomes, just like with the Moto mods, where they actually did keep releasing Moto mods and being able to use Moto mods on newer Motorola phones for a few generations, but they did eventually give up on it. So the question then becomes, do you want to buy a lens for a system of smartphones that you're not sure how long they're going to actually support it for? That's the question. Because when you buy a regular lens for like a Leica camera or like a Canon camera, you assume you're going to be able to use it basically forever, especially with adapters. This is so proprietary that you're not sure.
Very one-off accessory type vibes.
I think what's cool about it versus like the QX100 was that had like a little clamp on it, where this is, so the pogo pins are just for the file transfer. It connects magnetically, actually, almost like MagSafe. It's literally a circle puck on like the back. And like the lens aspect of it, I know you said the sensor's in it. This is basically a standalone camera. That you control with your phone and then transfers so quickly. But yeah, if you were to buy this and then lose, or like the next Xiaomi phone you like doesn't have those pins on it, then you just have this like standalone camera you can't really control unless you still have the phone.
Well, Xiaomi has a sub-brand called Realme, and they also did a camera concept phone, which was similar but different in that it basically had the sensor on the back of the phone, if I understand this correctly.
Yeah, like inside the camera bump.
Right. And then they had a mount where you could actually mount existing lenses from other camera brands to the back of it, and then just condense the light onto that, which is like similar to what the red hydrogen one was supposed to do.
Oh man, that phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got very excited for that because it was supposed to take like Fuji lenses and stuff, and then they just never made the adapter.
Yeah, there was all those pins on the back of the hydrogen, and then they didn't use anything
for anything.
Damn. Yep.
Yeah, I added this one because it felt more like an in-between of like cool external thing that's not carrying, because everyone that I read that used the real lens on the Realme one was like, the balance of this is just so bad. It's like you're just holding a cine lens with a phone like on the back of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way that you could use like a zoom lens or a telephoto lens, because it would just, the balance would be insane.
Yeah.
You'd be holding the lens with your hand and then just like tapping on the phone as the screen, which is what some cameras are like nowadays anyway too. But yeah, overall, I think the idea is like super cool. And I love the idea that you're like hiking and all you have to do is carry some lenses with you and you can just slap on whatever lens you want onto the back of your phone. I think that's very cool.
Devil's advocate. If you're going to pack a bunch of lenses,
why not just pack a body?
Yeah, just pack a camera.
Yeah, I mean, there are some benefits, like phones have much more computational photography chops than cameras do these days, which could be for the best, could be for the worst, obviously. But also you immediately have the images on your phone. It goes through the same pipeline. You can share them to social immediately.
Yeah.
Was it Sigma who made the camera that had like Lightroom built into it and you could share to Instagram instantly?
If I remember what you're talking about. I don't know who made it, but
I can't remember who that was.
But then there's like some half-baked, like Sony has an app you can put on your Sony Alpha phone.
Oh, the old Alpha.
And on your camera,
Pro,
and it'll like Wi-Fi connect them, and you can download the picture from the camera. Like some of that stuff, it works okay,
but it's bad.
It's not good.
It's bad.
Yeah.
All camera apps are bad.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If that came out, I think price of lens would be the biggest factor. Of
Definitely.
What would like entail you wanting to actually get that.
Again, especially since you can't use it with anything else. If you upgrade your phone, if you can't change brands, like there's so many factors here.
Yeah.
Cool. That's the one we're going to talk about the longest.
I was going to say, only
no, do not
more
worry.
to go.
No, I put that up front because when the first thing in this document was me and Slack saying, David, I know you have thoughts on this. Get ready to talk about it on the pod. The rest of these will be really fast. In fact, have you guys heard of the company Nubia?
Oh, have I?
Really? I've never heard of them.
Definitely.
Because I'm an idiot.
They make
a lot of
weird
gaming
phones.
phones.
No, it's not weird that you haven't heard of them. They make a lot of weirdo
Well,
phones.
here's two weird phones that I saw at Mobile World Congress. The first one.
Real phone or concept phone?
These might actually. One of these I think is a concept. One of these I think is real.
The
because
Music 2 is real.
The Music 2 has it's a predecessor.
Okay.
So the Nubia Focus 2 Ultra on the back has a spinning dial around the circular camera bump that lets you adjust the camera's zoom. Is it real?
Yes.
They say it's really easy to move in landscape mode, in portrait mode. And I think it's actually kind of neat because I hate circle camera bumps. So if you can add if it feels nice, a spinning wheel, if I'm thinking of like Galaxy Watch Classic with that really nice spinning bezel,
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And if it's mappable to other things.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like volume.
Dude, a DJ app?
That'd be dope.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So
that.
the other one is called the Music 2, which I'm almost positive is real, but I just had to see it. One, because it looks wild, and two, because Dominic Preston at The Verge titled this little subject, "The Most Annoying Phone Ever Made Adds AI."
Hell yeah.
Which is, you can't not click that article.
So what's the concept here?
So the Nubia Music has two cameras and then what feels like a camera bump, but is actually a speaker on the back of it to play music out loud. They claim it plays music at 600% louder than the average phone.
Oh my God.
And the Nubia Music 2 now adds LEDs and an AI music generator.
Oh my God.
So you can just get on the subway and just generate terrible music to annoy people with.
And then yell, "You're the first people who have ever heard this."
Yeah, this I don't like this one.
No, okay. It looks cool. It has this like cool comic, like cell shaded box grid on the back as the pattern, and I think it looks pretty sweet.
I think that I do like it for the reasons where you don't want to carry a Bluetooth speaker with you to the beach and you can just use your phone. I think that's cool.
I could see. I mean, there are times where I don't want a Bluetooth speaker. The opposite of that is if you're at a national park and you're playing like music out loud on this,
Yeah.
I will throw you off the bridge.
Yeah, I guess the question is, how often are you wanting a Bluetooth speaker versus like, I would like to buy a phone that is specifically good at blasting music, so I don't need a Bluetooth speaker.
Do you know what I'm realizing?
What?
The Moto G had G Play, right? With the back mods,
had
had
the
a
speaker
JBL
mod.
speaker also.
That's
Are these
true.
just all taking all the old Moto mods and turning them into singular
Actual
phones
phones.
Damn.
instead?
Yeah.
So Moto mods were ahead of their time.
Oh, they were way ahead of their
They were.
time. Yeah.
Interesting.
They lasted a while, but they did eventually die.
I would say that this phone looks horrible. I would just throw that in there.
It definitely looks like an old comic strip
I
for
like
sure.
it.
So it's going to be controversial.
I dig it.
Okay.
Next. A lot of these are just like literally what I say out loud, and the picture is all of the information we have. This included. This is the Samsung flexible briefcase. I know, right? So I feel like Samsung saw the LG Stand By Me
Go.
because it looks very similar from the outside.
Yeah.
And when you open the briefcase, it's just a giant folding
No
screen.
way.
Yes.
Jesus.
They would not let anyone touch it.
Of course not.
That's funny.
Because it's not real.
Because it will
Yes.
break when you touch it.
Probably. There's no stands as far as anyone can tell, so I don't even know how you open it up. But in my eyes, just like the Stand By Me Go, this just to me feels like the new crypto way of opening up a briefcase full of money
Crypto.
You know, it's funny.
because it's on a screen instead.
Yeah. Or like, here's your NFT. No, this would be good. This would be good as a prop for a YouTube, because you know that like moment in a video where like someone opens a briefcase and whatever's inside glows onto their face.
Yeah.
You just load it up with a yellow PNG.
Oh.
And you got that moment right there. This is a video prop.
For 8 times the price that it would cost for like
For
a
a
little aperture light.
And the battery dies, and this is hilarious and useless, but
it is.
Good job, Samsung.
But inside that same booth, Samsung showed a prototype of a folding gaming handheld.
Let's go.
Imagine a Switch that folds in half, and the way they deal with the joysticks is the extra D-pad and like A/B buttons look indented in so the joystick can fit inside it when it folds.
Yeah, it looks
so it can be flat. The buttons look terrible.
Yeah.
But if they were good,
I don't know, man.
really,
the only reason this would be cool is if you can fit it in your pocket.
Yeah, which I don't think.
Because you can't fit a Switch in your pocket or a Steam Deck or anything in your pocket. But if you could fold it in half and then actually fit it in your pocket, that would be cool. But I don't think you can.
I still think this would save space inside your backpack, unlike a plane. If the Switch could fold in half,
But is that worth the crease in the center of your screen?
Yeah, you're already bringing a backpack at that point.
Yeah.
Just
I think so.
bring a Switch.
Yeah.
I have what I call my emotional security backpack. And by that, I mean, I never leave anywhere without my backpack. It always has a battery bank in it. It always has my laptop. It always has a Bluetooth speaker. And it always has a small towel.
So you don't need Moto mods.
No.
And you don't need... Is there extra space in there?
There's extra space. The downside is that my spine is compressed.
So maybe you need
It's a
Moto mods, so
heavy
you don't
speaker.
need the backpack.
That's true. That's true. So I could fit my Switch in my backpack, is what I'm saying. And I'm not sure that I would need a folded Switch, but yeah.
I'd be there for it.
Okay.
But it sounds like I'm the only one.
I would like to see it in person.
I just think logically speaking, if you're adding a folding screen, you're adding cost and complexity. You're also splitting the battery in half, and you're doing a whole bunch of other
Which
complicated
could be
things.
better because then you could charge it twice as fast.
So this thing will cost more than a regular version of a handheld gaming console. So you really have to want to fold it in half for
true.
some reason to
Yeah.
pay for this.
Adam looks like he wants it.
The main reason I don't carry around my Switch is because it's just a little too big. Like it's just.
So you're
When
the
you get a
perfect
Switch Lite,
candidate.
I've been debating it for that reason. Like I think the Switch is the perfect size when you're using it, but when I'm carrying it around, it's just a little weird in my bag because it's like it's too small to be in a big bag, but it's too big to fit in any of the little pockets.
you're the perfect Switch Lite customer, my friend.
I know. Yeah.
You are.
You're also potentially the perfect fanny pack customer.
Oh, shoot.
Consider that.
Wait, a
Consider
fanny
that.
pack just for a Switch is like the most
fire.
baller move ever.
Just throwing that out there. Just saying.
What you got in there, Zelda?
A Switch and a Zen.
Okay.
All right.
Next, we're going to talk about Lenovo because we talk about them a couple times. And I think Lenovo is the new LG at this point with some of the stuff they're throwing out there.
They're going that crazy.
They are. This is the Lenovo Thinkbook Flip, which reminds me of, I think, a previous Lenovo.
The rollable.
The rollable one.
Yeah.
So it's essentially a laptop that can turn into a portrait screen, essentially twice the height of a regular screen. But in this case, it happens by you fold open the laptop, and then if you imagine your normal screen, there's also a screen on the back because that folds upwards
Yeah.
to make an extra tall monitor.
And this definitely won't scratch a ton.
Yeah, what? So you close it by folding it back
Yeah.
over itself?
But then you have a tablet.
Yeah, but then you have to put that in your bag. I guess, okay.
And when you're using the tablet, you won't have to feel the keys
yeah,
on the back.
honestly,
This looks hilarious wide
Genius.
open
Yes.
with the screen up.
Yes.
Just being in a coffee shop and having the tallest laptop of all
The
time.
barista's like, what would you like? And I'm like, oh, sorry, I can't see you.
I feel
On a plane, this would get crushed. Someone would lean their seat back and your screen would just break in half.
yeah.
I do. I like the rollable one better because I want to be
Yeah.
at the coffee shop and someone's staring at me, and then
Yes.
just like it rolls up,
Yes.
becomes like the divider.
And the
between
rollable one is actually for sale now.
Is it
You can
really?
actually buy it. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
man.
great.
Lenovo, if you hear this, I please on the podcast. I just want to be talking as my screen
Yes.
rolls up and blocks
Picture
me.
walking into a coffee shop and you see some dude sitting there with the portrait laptop, and he's also wearing like a really tall 10-gallon hat, and everything he's doing is just God dang it.
Yep.
Wow.
I love it.
18-inch tall
It's
display.
35. Yeah, the rollable is $3,500, but you can buy it.
Is the balance not terrible when you open it? Does it not want to flop over?
Hell yeah, brother.
Man.
You got to make sacrifices sometimes.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well, that's what's wrong with all existing laptops, right? Is they're not portrait,
True.
right? Am I right, guys?
Okay, here's what I would do. I would flip it open and then set it sideways because the keyboard becomes a kickstand, and then you have a full 16:9 like larger screen that you can watch content on. But
But then you have to type like this.
you got to make sacrifices.
Bluetooth keyboard.
Yeah, you have another keyboard. Of
That's
course.
already how David puts his laptop on the floor. So
When I'm working or when I'm doing something else, I just put my laptop like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's an idea. Look, Lenovo, I'm not going to say don't keep trying things, but this one you can move on from probably.
Do you want me to try and sell you on the other one?
Sure.
Uh-oh.
Okay. They also made a solar power laptop.
Let's go.
Where the whole back is solar panels to help charge.
Okay, there are so many reasons. I feel every time I talk about solar panels, I feel like the biggest hater. I want solar panels to work, but think about where you use a laptop.
In the sun.
Yeah.
If you ever use a laptop in a place where there's so much sun that it can power your laptop,
It's going to overheat.
number one, you can't see your screen. Number two, your solar panels are not facing the sky. They're facing
That's
down.
actually a good point. You have to have it closed
so-
and sitting in the sun.
You're telling
You could
me
bring a bounce.
Okay, you're right. You could bring a bounce with you.
You're telling me you don't like doing all your work on that really little bar they cram into the front glass of like every coffee shop, and then you also want to have your laptop like this.
Facing the sun to keep it alive.
Okay, here's the move.
Yeah.
Okay, there is this park house in my neighborhood that I go to that's outside, and I sometimes work on my laptop outside.
Wait, there's a what?
Park house. It's like it used to be it doesn't matter. It's just an outside building. Sorry, it doesn't matter.
Wait,
Anyway,
are you outside or are you in a building?
outside, but the building is next to.
Aren't all
outside.
buildings outside?
I don't know, man.
I was gonna say.
Okay. Regardless, there are
Yes.
benches outside the building.
Yes.
Which are part of the building.
Yes.
Some sort of, and you can. I work there sometimes. Okay, that's all that matters.
Okay,
The
so
move. Okay,
outside.
they also sell coffee inside the building, though. Okay, so the move
So the building's a coffee shop.
and other stuff. They also sell other stuff. Okay, so you work on the bench outside
Bench outside.
until your laptop gets really low battery. And then you call your friend and you say, want to come have some coffee with me? You close the lid of your laptop. You have a coffee for an hour. And then you get 1 more hour of video playback when you reopen your laptop.
Realistically, you probably get about 4% battery.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's always the thing people
Well-
see. They see solar panels and they think they're going to get a ton of energy from them.
Lenovo is quoting that 20 minutes of sun gives it 1 hour of video playback.
20 minutes of sun
Yeah.
can give it 1 hour. I love. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
That's way better.
Video
than
playback
That'd
is
be
the
great.
easiest possible thing for
This is
computers
also
to
true.
do.
They are using video playback for a reason. But 20 minutes, that means, okay, I'm about to die. Close it for 20 minutes. Max sun exposure. Laptop's heating up. Hold it up to the sun. Here we go. 20 minutes like this.
Yeah.
And now you can open it up and use your laptop theoretically for another hour.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely going to be some extra weight on the back for all the solar panel stuff
Glass.
and all the electronics and the glass. I would, devil's advocate, say that if you put a bigger battery in the laptop, that would be a better use of extra weight and space.
Yeah, but if it's already 100 watt hours and you can only bring a 100 watt hours on the plane,
Checkmate.
checkmate.
Got him.
You're on a plane.
Well,
You have an outlet next to you.
Okay, wait. I have a use case for this.
Okay.
What if it just keeps the laptop at its current battery level?
But how would you do that when the lid is going to be like...
lid's
no, I
gonna
mean, like you close it. Like, you know how, like, if you keep it in standby mode, it'll slowly just like drain over time.
Well,
what if it doesn't?
Theoretically, it's supposed to drain extremely slowly.
Have you used a Windows laptop recently?
Yeah, that's true.
Haters.
Also, not all airplanes charge your laptop anymore, even with outlets. A lot of them now are rated. I forget what they're rated to, but like it's a specific wattage. So like if you plug my big Chungus 87 watt
Yeah,
MacBook charger
it'll
into them,
short it.
it'll just be like, I'm not charging this, bro.
I did go on a plane that charged a 240 watt. thing.
Damn.
Yeah, that was crazy. But usually they short. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't short. It's just like they
cuts
say
it.
like
Right,
that's
they cut
So
out.
there's a situation where you have a long flight and a 100 watt hour laptop that you charge to 100%, and you're going to use this laptop for so long during this flight
Yes.
that
Yes.
your battery's going to die.
Because
so you hold it
imagine-
up to the plane.
And you have a window seat. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just say, imagine you're
20
flying
minutes.
to Singapore, right?
Yeah.
It's the longest flight from New York City. And you're like chasing the sun. So
Yeah.
it never gets dark.
You have to fly during the day.
You got unlimited battery power for your video playback.
Yeah.
Every hour, you close it for 20 minutes. You hold it. You put it back down.
Sir, what do you...
I think this is a $1 billion idea.
I want solar panels to be more efficient so these ideas don't sound so ridiculous.
I think they're getting better.
Well, don't worry. If you're not into solar panels,
There's
I've
another
got a
solar
good another
panel.
one.
I am...
they made a gas powered phone.
I mean, it's like the Rivian, right? It's an electric car with a... Oh, no, sorry, the Scout motors.
The Scout motors.
It's
yeah.
an electric car with a gas-powered generator.
Well,
Fisker.
Infinix also came out with a solar charging phone
Let's go.
where the back of
solar-
it is a solar panel.
yeah, see,
watts.
same exact thing. Okay, yeah. And what is
Charge
the
up
max
to,
power?
It says
2 watts.
basically all they said is up to 2 watts, and they also had to create something called maximum power point tracking because the problem with heating your phone up as the sun is it
Yeah.
causes overheating, and they also have to manage maximum power generating efficiency while also managing
Yeah.
overheating
Yeah.
on your phone.
There's a reason why these things don't ship. It's a cool idea in theory. It's a great way of imagining efficiency and free energy. It just doesn't work very often. But we had remember the Prius from back in the day? We, a couple years ago, reviewed the new Prius, and it had a solar roof option.
Yeah.
That's the best I've ever seen it work because it had a battery and we could leave it sitting outside in New Jersey for several days and gain a few miles
20
of
miles.
really usable range. Which is like, okay, if you live in California or somewhere where you can park every day outside at work, like you can actually gain free driving energy.
Yeah.
It's the best I've ever seen it work.
Yeah.
We had a Fisker. It didn't work very well.
Right.
We've had other solar things that are concepts that don't work very well. So it's just teetering. I did a video on the solars on my house. That works amazingly well. That is an enormous amount of surface area.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, a tiny phone, this is probably the worst case scenario.
That would be a good video, though. Is I used my phone for a week only using the sun.
2 watts.
I didn't use it very much.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. I feel like when your phone gets hot, it dies faster, and you have to get the phone hot to get the power back. And I
Yeah.
just feel like this is probably negatively efficient.
If you leave your phone face down outside for an entire day, then
gonna
the
die.
next day you can use your phone for a little bit.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah.
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 Very nice.
Cool. I have one more, and David has one more. Let's go. The last one is the Spark Slim. It's a concept phone that's 5.75 millimeters thick, while also having a 52 milliamp hour battery. So this is kind of like our
Holy moly.
this is our like sneak peek into these new thin phones that we might be seeing.
Yeah, 2025 could be the year of the skinny phone. Maybe. I mean, this isn't something I'm just forecasting because now we have 3. We have this, we have Samsung Galaxy Edge,
Yeah.
we have rumored iPhone Air. So it's 3. But Techno Spark is the first one to show something in No, Samsung showed us first. Anyway, this sparked a question that I posted on Twitter. And I want to ask you guys your thoughts on this.
No, Marques, we're not bringing back skinny jeans.
No, this is a real question. When we consider the thickness of a smartphone, when it's like ultra razor thin, but then there's a camera bump,
Yeah.
does the camera bump count towards the thickness of the phone?
Only if it's the same thickness as the phone itself.
So this little Techno Spark, which is 5 millimeters, it's crazy thin.
Yeah.
It has a camera bump, which makes it like 8 millimeters at the camera bump, but
Yeah.
nobody talks about that.
Yeah,
it's
true.
crazy because the rest of the phone is super thin and has 5,200 milliamp hours. Is that cool?
Who cares?
That's a valid answer.
I'll say why. I have a reason for why it's still beneficial. Because if you put a case on it with the camera bump cut out, the case will still be thinner because the camera bump just follows that.
So it makes it flush.
So it's still thinner than a thick phone with a case on top of it.
But counterpoint,
Yeah.
why do we need our phones to be thinner?
We don't.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't.
So what if, okay,
I'm down.
stay with me.
I've never heard a person ask for this.
A thin phone?
A thinner phone. I've never seen someone pick up a phone and be like, too thick.
Remember when
once.
Apple decided to make the iPhone thicker and the battery life got way better and everyone was like, yes. And then now they're doing the opposite and everyone's saying no, but they're
Yeah.
still doing it anyway.
You know what I wonder? Because I feel like universally, everyone for years has always said, yeah, make the phone thicker. But then engineers work on these devices and, the natural progression of technology, you kind of feel like thinner is more advanced. You see movie props, they're super thin. Like everyone thinks that's what the future should be. It's efficient. And then they make a phone thinner and then they get a bunch of praise when it looks cool. And then they sort of believe that they should keep doing that. I wonder if the make a thicker phone with more battery actually sells better than the thinner phone. Like if you could isolate that variable being the only difference.
It's a
between the
great
phones.
question because the number one concern of almost every single consumer is that their devices die too fast. Most people are like, I only want to upgrade my phone because it dies too quickly.
Yeah.
The question becomes, like you said, is that more powerful of a marketing tactic than
thinness.
looks flashy?
Looks cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I have 2 thoughts on that.
Okay.
One is I spaced out. Wait.
2 thoughts.
What if this happens live on the podcast?
No. That's going to be a problem. I'm going to need you guys to save me on
Does the thickness
Okay.
count?
I have 2 thoughts on that. One is I think the perception of new and advanced, thinness gives that off. And when you're paying for something super expensive, being new and advanced and that feel of it, whether it means you literally get worse battery life, could be a selling point. Then my other thought is thin phones the new curved edges, where we all think it feels super great and the new technology, and in 3 years we're going to be like, it actually made
That's a
kind
big
of it
question
more
because
annoying.
everyone, heavier phones feel more premium. That is a thing that they have tested. People think that heavier things are more premium.
Yeah,
and
the stainless steel iPhone. But
There's a
Right?
feel.
It's true, but then the next
Feel is
year
a
they
real
go
thing.
with titanium and it's lighter, and they market the lightness as being a better thing.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird. The one thing I'll leave this on is I do think tech in general, I think thinness is actually a proxy for efficiency. When we see something get thinner but have the same battery life, that means it's more efficient with the space it's working with. And I think we want technology to move forward by getting more and more efficient in general.
And staying the same size.
And if it can get more and more efficient, then that means it can get thinner and thinner and have the same battery life, or it can stay the same size and have way better battery life. But as long as it's getting more efficient, it's winning. So this Techno Spark Slim is going to fit a silicon carbon battery, I assume. I hope. It's 5,200 milliamp hours. It's thinner, but has the same capacity.
Yeah.
That's better efficiency. That looks more high tech to me.
I'm worried that because it's thinner, it's not going to transfer heat as well.
It's not going to cool as well.
Yeah.
That's definitely true.
So it will probably die faster.
Probably won't be as performant,
Yeah,
but-
that too.
but
They're probably underclocking it as well.
it looks cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing with this is, and this is I'm sure what they're going for because it's like concepts and stuff, but back in the day when they released like the Samsung Edge, where it was just like one side of it was curved.
Yeah.
I was like, this
S6
is
Edge.
Yeah, the S6 Edge. I was like, this is cool, but like, what is this for? Fast forward
Stock
a decade,
kickers.
and it's yeah, I guess
That's what they marketed it for.
really. Fast forward a decade, and now we have folding phones. You know, like what is this actually for? I don't think that it's thin phones. I think somewhere down the line we'll have something that makes it worth it because we experimented this early.
Well, I think that everything is just a TikTok cycle, and you can market anything if you just convince people that it's good.
It's definitely true. You can go thicker one year and be like, look, more battery. Nice. And then the next year you can be like, look, it's thinner. It's lighter. Nice. And then the next year it's thicker again.
Yeah,
Look.
exactly.
So it's totally fair.
That's literally what Corning does every single year.
With Gorilla Glass?
Yeah, because there's an inverse relationship
I
between
almost made a video about
scratch-proof and
this.
crack-proof, and every year they're like, it's 50% more scratch-proof. They don't talk about how it's less crack-proof, and then the next year they just do the opposite. And they do that forever.
Can we make an exposed video that does this?
The new DxO Mark video.
I'm sure there are like other improvements that they're making to the
sure.
glass for sure.
Science.
But, you know.
Anyway.
Other thing announced at MWC was the new Xiaomi Buds 5 Pro. And these are just earbuds. They look like OnePlus Buds Pro. You know, they're not that interesting looking. However, in October of 2023, Qualcomm unveiled the new S7 and S7 Pro chipsets, which are Wi-Fi earbud chipsets. And the awesome thing about this is that your earbuds can now connect to your home Wi-Fi, so your phone can be charging in the other room, and you can just have music playback or audio playback coming from the cloud. And this makes a lot of sense because our smart home devices use Wi-Fi for playback. They're not connected to your phone via Bluetooth or anything like that. So just being able to stream music to your earbuds, I think makes a ton of sense, and I'm very glad that someone is finally releasing them. Unfortunately, right now, these earbuds only work with the Xiaomi 15 and 15 Ultra. They said that it might come to more phones in the future that are using chipsets like the 8 Gen 3 or 8 Elite, but for now, only these two phones, which kind of blows.
Got it.
Yeah.
Does this feel kind of like Chromecast for earbuds?
No, it's like Sonos for earbuds.
Yeah.
I mean, Chromecast is also like you pick it on one thing
Same
and then send it to X other device, and then it's
Yeah.
still pulling
Streams from
from
the
the
cloud.
internet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Chromecast audio.
I think
Yeah.
the tech is really cool. I'm struggling to picture a scenario where I'm listening to music on my earbuds and my phone is not with me.
I do this all the time.
Oh, is it going for a run or something?
No,
because
Well, no,
well,
you
there's
need
not Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi
on the run.
right. So you want to
So-
control the music, but you don't have your phone.
If I'm charging my phone in the other room because
Yeah.
it's low battery, but I want to do some stuff in other parts of my apartment, but I'm like lonely and can't like deal with life without audio playing back in my head 24/7.
Same.
You're outside of Bluetooth range of your phone.
Yeah, because I live in a railroad apartment where there's like walls every 5 feet.
Sure.
And they're made of,
And
what's
so
that really toxic material?
Wait, is this building like
Lead.
outside?
Lead, right. Well,
building is.
debatable.
I guess, yeah, as long as the as long as the buds have good controls to like,
Yeah.
you know, find, because you're just on whatever
Yeah.
playlist you're on. You can't really search
Or
for
podcasts.
songs or
Well,
Or can you?
I don't know.
Maybe you can voice
I think
search?
you do. I think you can do voice commands, same as you could do on regular earbuds.
I'm basically picturing you have like a Google Home attached to your head.
That's basically what it is.
Okay.
My question here is if you're listening to something, right? You go to the room, you plug in your phone.
Yeah.
You're already listening to something. Can you just walk away and it'll switch to Wi-Fi? Or do you have to like go into the app, select like the AirPlay icon or the Chromecast icon?
When it
select
notices your
headphones?
Wi-Fi network, it just switches to Wi-Fi automatically because the Wi-Fi is actually more efficient.
Yeah, but will it like pause the audio or stutter or anything like that?
Oh.
That's what I'm curious
It'll
about.
probably acknowledge before. Oh, like if you walk into your apartment.
Yeah, like if you're switching midstream.
Good question, but
That's what I'm
I
worried.
feel like that's a very minor.
To you, my podcast cannot be interrupted.
Okay. Up until recently, every time you would be streaming YouTube with your phone off, like the screen off, and then you turn the screen on and it started the video playback again, it would like stutter. Did you guys notice that?
I don't think I noticed that.
No.
I think I've noticed. I've had a million.
Well, they
problems with
fixed it
YouTube
recently.
playback.
They fixed it recently where now you can unlock your phone and it just continues and it doesn't do the like. Anyway, I'm just like saying it's the same kind of thing. And while it's minorly annoying, it's not like the end of the world, you know.
Word.
Anyway, I want this.
Is this a real product?
This is a real product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's coming out with the Xiaomi 15 and 15 Ultra, which also launched recently. So
I'll keep an eye out for that. Okay.
cool beans.
All right. Well, we got a lot more to get to, obviously. But before we do that, we should take a quick break, which means trivia.
Just want to say I'm really proud of us for getting through that whole Nubia Music 2 segment and no one made the joke. Wait, they made Music 2?
It's funny.
Sitting right there, and we spared our audience. Anyway,
Not anymore.
forget about music.
Did we?
It's time for music too.
We're going to ask a modular phone camera accessory attachment question.
Project Aura.
Project R. There goes the question. David already got it. Where's the point? No, I'm just kidding. We've seen plenty of these things over the years. Marques brought up the Hasselblad Zoom for the Moto
Z.
Moto
Z series.
It was bad.
Droid.
Yeah.
Not that one though.
Droid.
We also want to give a shout out to the LG Cam Plus grip, if you remember that thing, the like battery
the
grip.
G5?
Yeah, on the G5.
G5.
Wow, the G5
Modular.
was ahead of its time, too.
Like a G5.
That's
just
right.
like that song.
Yeah.
But
It's not like a.
oh,
Oh, true. It wasn't the Leica G5. It was the LG.
we are on it today, boys. The very first.
No way.
You're right. God, David, 2 points.
I'm sorry. Continue.
No, the very first a conversion lens, attachment conversion lens that ever came out for a phone came out in what year? I'm not going to ask for the phone because it was only available in Korea, but I would like to know the year that it's not a smartphone. I guess
not a
that'll give you a
smartphone.
hint. The year a phone company was like, you need a wide angle / telelens conversion kit for your, and I'll give you another hit for your 6 megapixel camera.
Ooh.
Damn.
Dang.
6 whole megapixels.
Remember that.
Wide
This is going to be
angle.
before my time. I'm going to guess this came out before I was reviewing anything.
Before 1993.
Before I reviewed anything.
I'm gonna guess before Else was born,
Damn.
which is only like 13 years
Which is
ago.
like,
but-
yeah, a long ago.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Well, we'll think about that. The answers will be at the end, like usual. We'll be right back. Support for Waveform comes from Shopify. What's the secret to success for businesses like Death Wish Coffee or Allbirds? Is it a stellar product or a strong brand or on-point marketing? Well, yes, you definitely need those things, but you also need something else too, something to sell your stuff. Enter Shopify. At Waveform, we think a lot about what makes a product worth spending your hard-earned cash on. And once somebody decides they like what you're selling, Shopify makes it easy for them to, buy it. So Shopify is home to the #1 checkout on the planet, and Shop Pay makes checking out a cinch, boosting conversions by up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more So, if you want to grow your business, your commerce platform better be able to meet your customers where they are. So, whether that's on the web or in your store or in the feed or anywhere in between, businesses that want to grow with Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Death Wish Coffee uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/waveform, all lowercase. So go to shopify.com/waveform to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/waveform. All right, welcome back. So this next segment is something that I've hidden from you, David. Andrew's already seen this, but it comes in this box. No, it doesn't. This is just a box that it got shipped to us in.
What, the Sigma?
This is a Sigma camera. Remember last week we talked about the Sigma BF and we were all marveling about how cool it looked, but that it might not be ergonomic to hold? Now we get to find out.
That was an extremely fast turnaround.
You're not letting him open it?
Oh, would you? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, that's a
Okay,
good
yeah,
idea.
you should open
the
it.
chassis.
Sorry.
You open it, and I want your first impressions because as far as people in this office goes, you may be the one who has held the most cameras
That's probably true.
and, are familiar with camera ergonomics. So I would love you to open this box and give me your immediate impressions of the ergonomics of using this camera.
Okay, Adam, zoom in on my face. Oh,
It's wrapped. It's wrapped up.
Oh my
Oh no,
goodness.
it's not.
Whoa. Okay. Interesting.
All right. Yeah. Close
These
that.
are some first impressions. Definitely front heavy. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that they put the little mini thumb grip on the back. That is handy. Got him. How do you turn it on?
That's the first thing all of us struggled with. One of the 5 buttons is the power button. Oh, I don't tell. I want to.
Oh, sorry.
Never mind. He knows now.
The one that looks like a record button is the power button?
Yes.
That's nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. LCD is better than I anticipated. Sub LCD is very cool looking. Okay.
Have any of us used this outdoors yet?
No.
I don't think
Because
so.
I don't know how this LCD does like in sunlight.
Started
neither.
recording when I did that. How do you switch it to shooting mode instead of video
I think
mode?
the 3 dots is mode.
Ugh. This is
not-
ooh.
So
It is
I'm gonna
extremely hard to figure out. the
People have been
settings.
comparing this design to teenage engineering a lot, or like
Yeah.
the sort of aesthetic. And this is exactly what it looks like when someone uses a teenage engineering product for the first time too.
Like, how do I use this? This is like, it's beautiful, but I don't really know how to use it. I figured it out, single capture.
Okay.
And then how do you look at oh, it's playback. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But
This
now, okay.
is the perfect example for a teenage engineering.
Yeah.
I'm confused. 10 seconds later, I'm elated.
I am delighted by the quality of one shot already.
Sure.
The colors are really true to life, really accurate. The 24 megapixel seems totally reasonable. And actually, I am a proponent of lower megapixel, larger sensor,
Which this
designs,
is.
Which
This
this
is full
is.
frame.
24 megapixel.
But I want to steer you a little bit.
Okay, steer
back to the way that you're holding it
not focusing. Oh,
and
yeah.
the way it feels / like holds.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to hold it by holding the lens with your left hand. Otherwise, it
Yeah.
just doesn't work.
It's kind of sharp, is it not?
Yeah.
Like the corners of it.
Yeah, they rounded the bottom right corner a little bit, but it's still sharp at the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. A lot of camera manufacturers try to make it so you can do most of the things with just one hand.
Yeah.
This is not that. No. You have to hold it with 2 hands, and this is probably one of the smaller lenses.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you turn the aperture dial?
In front of the mic.
It's so good.
Do it in front of the mic so they can
Yeah,
pick it
let's
up.
pick it up. Yum.
It's nice.
Oh my
And
goodness.
if you actually point it at the camera, they can see the aperture open and close. It's a nice little thing that they've done with this lens.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So the lens inside, it's a nice lens that we've got on it. It's also silver. So for those who are listening and you want to picture this, it's a full silver aluminum camera with an also full silver, which also appears to be aluminum lens. With a manual aperture ring that has clicked stops.
It's not.
I actually think this is a digital
Yeah.
aperture ring with click stops.
Sorry, yeah,
because
you're correct.
you
It is a
change
controller.
and it takes a second.
It's got like
to
a lag.
change.
That's what
Yeah.
I was just trying to.
But when
is-
the aperture does open, it's very smooth and beautiful.
Which is nice.
Oh god, am I coming around to this?
So this is what happened to almost all of us here. Is
Really?
the first impression was like, wow, this is a cold piece of metal.
Yeah.
The second impression, I don't know if you've noticed by now, it starts to get a little bit warm. Like the entire aluminum body is a heat sink, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then you are reminded, so it kind of comes back around. You're like, oh, it's nice. It's got this nice feel, takes pictures well. And then you're reminded of all the downsides that we talked about last week, which is 1, no SD card slot, internal storage only.
Okay.
2, that battery at the bottom, super proprietary.
Right.
You just got to get more of those.
At least it comes out.
3, no viewfinder. So you have to use the screen for everything.
Have you used it outside?
We haven't tried that yet.
Okay.
And then 4, this is something you might not have noticed yet, but those buttons on the back are not real buttons. They are haptic buttons.
Way, really?
So turn the camera off and try pressing any of the buttons.
How do you turn it off again?
So that same power button, hold it down for like 2 seconds.
Oh, right. The record button's the power button.
It turns off, and then try pressing any of the buttons while it's off. They don't move. It's completely fake.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I
What?
didn't know that until I was like messing around with them trying to feel how clicky they were, and the camera was off, and I was like, wait, these are not real buttons.
That is incredibly deceptive.
So the haptics are actually good.
It's just like the MacBook Pro touchpad.
Very Apple-like.
Wow.
That's like legitimately unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like
Really
I'm
good.
pressing it and I'm like, no, that's real. And then I turn it
really
off
feels
and
like
it's
a
not
Mac.
doing anything. Can you give it
I
to
haven't,
Ellis?
I haven't seen this yet.
Pass it to Dallas.
Turn
This
it
is
on
crazy.
first.
Well, I said off first.
I think turn it on first so you feel it and
Okay.
then turn it off.
I will say, I don't have that much of a problem with having to use 2 hands to take photos because I like cameras with aperture rings anyway.
Yep.
And so I'm usually holding it like this because I often change the aperture in order to take a thing.
A lot of cameras have added control ring. A lot of lenses have added control rings.
Yeah.
In the RF world, especially, I like that. I do iris control with the ring on Canon RF cameras. Ellis, what do you think about the fake button?
The record button's a real button.
No, that's not a record button.
Well, you're
Yes,
turning
the bottom
it on.
button is the only real moving button.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then the rest are fake.
okay.
You felt it before, right? And it felt like a
This
legit
is the first
button.
time I've held this camera.
But what I'm saying is, like, did you just try when it was turned on, pressing the buttons above the record button?
Like, what? There's no way.
This is pretty unbelievable.
Is the shutter button? That's real.
That
right?
shutter button on
Okay.
top is a real shutter button.
Okay.
It actually moves.
There
like
is
the
like a little
playback.
bit of give to these. Like, it's not like it's just.
I mean, it's
Almost yeah.
fairly solid state.
Almost.
Dude,
not.
you guys are not kidding. This thing is sharp.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, you could like grate a block of cheese or something.
I
with
would
this
kind of worry about having it like on a strap and having it knocking into things.
Well, boy, do I have good news for you. There's no lugs.
There is a strap lug on the
There's
right.
like
There's
a
a
little
lanyard,
like
yeah.
lanyard.
yeah, a
little-
lanyard lug.
Yeah. It is, so, I mean, we haven't shot with it very much yet, but I'll have a couple more observations. One is the camera weighs about a pound without a lens on it.
Okay.
It was funny. I made a short about it, and I was looking up things that weigh about a pound. So a can of soup is what I referenced in the video. And one of the top comments was like, Americans will use anything but the metric. You're right. It's a can of soup.
Okay, but how many micrometers or whatever does it weigh? I don't know. What is that? Kilograms?
How many kilograms is a pound? It's 1 pound.
Grams.
But it's
16
dense.
grams?
It's dense, and it really feels like high quality, like you were talking about. Like weight feels like quality.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't know. I there's a lot of cameras that are this size, like Sony A6000. You can get a lot of good camera for this exact size of camera. So if you're after just having a small compact camera that's this size, you can get a great camera that's
With a
this
weird
size.
battery.
Weird battery. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And so if you get an A6000, you have a viewfinder, you have all the Sony lens system, you have 4K video, great low light performance. Like you get a lot.
We also
So-
do have to note that the lenses are like $2,000.
I was just gonna say, how much is that
Oh, right, yeah,
specific
yeah.
lens? $2,000.
Let me-
I think you're right. I
The
think
camera
it's-
body itself is $2,000,
Yeah.
and then the lenses are each in the range of several $1,000s. There's a $2,000 lens, there's a $6,000 lens, there's some crazy lenses.
I'm telling you, this is like the poor man's Leica. That's what I'm saying.
which is crazy to say for that
Because of
much
the
money.
price we just
Like,
said.
Because
Yeah.
it's a lot of money. Yeah, well, Leica bodies are like $9,000.
Yeah.
just for the body. So
But
wow.
I just don't know. Leicas are bigger too, right?
Not by a lot. Mostly because they have viewfinders.
True. That's actually a lot of the size of it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I do have to say, I am much more delighted than I thought I would be. Also, this sub LCD screen that just does a lot of cool things, I'm very delighted by. And the shutter button feels really good.
Yeah.
Dang.
I
We
think
got some nice shots out of it.
we didn't get to see the black version.
yeah.
I think it's safe to say the silver lens on silver body
Looks
is
crazy good.
so good. I can't imagine the black version being better.
Yeah. Sigma, if you're listening,
Send us all one.
I would like to play. I would like to play with one more than
I would like to play with one forever.
forever. Yeah.
I spent like a solid 30 minutes on Monday just like taking pictures with that thing, and it was pretty fun.
I really want to like try this in the field.
Yeah.
Bring it to South by.
Out here in the field.
I was just
I'll
gonna
bring
say
it to
that.
South by.
Let's bring it to
I'll
South
let
by.
people see it. Yeah.
All right.
I'll bring it out there.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
So yeah, just want to show that for a little bit.
I will say, why didn't they make the lens cap silver? It's just
That
black.
is really annoying.
That is kind of
actually.
sad. And you
Sticks
know,
out.
I didn't bring it, but there's another lens that had a magnetic lens cap. So it's not even like the pinched plastic. It's literally just a metal magnet lens cap. And you can put it on the back of an iPhone and it sticks to it like MagSafe.
Except the 16E.
Except that's true.
Are we pro or anti magnetic lens cap? I couldn't tell from that.
I thought it was
Pro
great.
as hell.
Yeah. Have you ever, David? Have you ever been on the subway and you try to take off, like on the subway platform, and you try to take off one of the pinchy lens caps, and one finger slips, and so the lens just goes. And you're like, well, if that's in the tracks, I hope not. Like,
Have fun with it, rats. Surf on it and stuff. Yeah. Interesting. Well, yeah, I'm consider me impressed. Consider me impressed.
All right.
Very nice.
I don't
You
think
know
they-
what else is impressive?
But I don't think they released anything else this week.
Segways.
Segway.
Segways are impressive.
The new
No.
the new MacBook Air M4 dropping for less money than the last MacBook Air.
really?
All right.
This is actually, pretty
This is
cool.
actually cool.
Pretty good announcement. So,
That's good.
so MacBook Airs, we've reviewed the last couple, and they have graduated to Apple Silicon, and they've become very, very easy, standard baseline. Do you want a laptop? This is the one you should probably get type recommendations. And they'd been $999 for a while, and then they bumped up, I think, around the M2 generation to $1099 base. And they'd still continue to improve it. I think it's doubled in RAM. It's 128 gigs of base storage now, I think, which is
256.
256. Okay, so these specs keep getting better. It keeps getting more powerful. This is an M4 update of the base MacBook Air, and it's gone back down to $999. Not for nothing. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, this is, again, like the sort of default Mac that you can recommend to just about anyone who just needs a laptop to do basic stuff.
Right.
It's funny because I end up reviewing these things, and almost nobody buying a MacBook Air should get it to like edit videos or do anything crazy. But the M chips are so good that you kind of can do that anyway.
totally can.
So we get to this weird place where I'm reviewing a MacBook Air and like trying video editing on it, and it's like, what am I doing here? I guess I could do this, but you don't really buy it for that.
Yeah.
It's that capable. I think this is another one of those laptops. It's going to have a good battery life. There's still a 13 and a 15-inch version. It's just a solid laptop.
Yeah.
Nothing amazing about the screen. It's still a 60 hertz screen. Like nothing's going to blow you out the water. It's just a solid base laptop.
You know what's my favorite thing about it? It supports 2 external displays now.
Yeah, shout out to M4.
So
Two
now-
6K external.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like if you're doing a MacBook Air, are you also doing 2 6K external displays?
If your name is
honestly,
Marques
same
Brownlee,
customer?
Wait, I know this person. This
Really?
is so funny. Okay, yeah, I know someone. This is hilarious. She is a filmmaker, but she does not edit video, but she does need to receive editing projects to like review them in proxies and maybe make like small adjustments here and there. So she does need a video card that won't just like shit the bed. And I do know her home setup has 2 displays.
So specifically needs quality displays.
Yes,
and
specifically
not a
needs
lot of
quality
horsepower.
but still needs to be able to make very basic video editing moves.
Yeah.
This person
Have she
is real.
considered-
I know her. This is hilarious.
This is good. This is
Does
good.
she really, really like the smallest amount of blue possible?
The smallest.
Because that is the new color of this one.
I could see her being into it.
Okay.
Yeah, there is that new color.
silver.
Is it called blue?
It's
this
sky
is-
blue, I think.
This is like the silver, like they didn't finish running the finishing
Wait,
machine, and
actually-
there's still a little bit of blue left.
Yeah.
This story gets even funnier
Sure,
because
there's
of
blue left.
a week or 3 weeks ago, she was like, "What computer should I get?" And I was like, "You should get a MacBook Air." And she was like, "Shouldn't I just like wait for the new one that's probably going to come out in a few
Heyo.
weeks?" And I was like, "I don't know. I guess I can't be that much better." Boy,
Now
was I
she's-
wrong.
Now she's sending you this clip.
Good job for waiting.
Yeah, no, it's funny because Apple demos these like setups with like an iPad Pro and a 6K XDR display, and they're like, "Come on, this is a real person, right?" And I'm like, "Is it though?" But this MacBook Air, this is at least one real person.
Also,
doing the 6K,
I used to have an M1 MacBook Air, and I used to edit red raw footage on it.
which is not the typical buyer of a MacBook Air.
Yeah,
but you can.
It wasn't as performant, but it was doable.
Which is amazing.
Which is crazy. I will say these things start to slow down a little bit once you run out of storage because they use a lot of swap memory. But they both upgraded the memory to 16 gigabytes of RAM, which famously will be completely eaten alive by Adobe programs.
Yeah.
But 256 gigs of storage is better as well. So yeah.
Also, no need to fear. They have Apple Intelligence. I know you all are wondering.
That's going to be a common thread of
They are
today.
built for Apple Intelligence, just so you're up to speed. Why? Great.
Genmoji.
Does she need Apple Intelligence?
She needs Genmoji.
Obviously. No, there's also some other Mac updates as well this week. So that was the Tuesday update. Now, the iPad Air was Tuesday.
The iPad.
Yeah.
We tweeted and talked
The
about it.
MacBook Air also comes with Mac Studio updates today. Mm-hmm. Mac Studio updates are a little more nuanced. There are two new flavors. There is an M3
And there's Chipotle.
Ultra, and then there's the M4 Max.
Yes.
So if you want a Max level chip, M4 generation. If you want an Ultra level chip, which is higher than Max, M3 Ultra. So there is no M4 Ultra yet. M3 Ultra is the new most powerful chip we've ever seen from Apple. I don't know how far away we are from M4 Ultra, but I assume that will be coming up eventually in
M5.
Mac Pro. We're also around the corner from M5.
Yeah.
So could be interesting to buy an M3 Ultra chip the same year that M5 comes out. This has kind of become a staggered...
Or an M4. Oh. Is it coming out this year, M5?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, probably. Because it's
Probably.
usually November or something.
Yeah. So I think, this might deserve an explain video at some point, but it's kind of become this like staggering wave of new chips as they came out. It's not like we got the entire M4 lineup at once. We got M4 base, M4 Pro, and M4 Max in the laptops. Now we have M4 Max in the Mac Studio, but no M4 Ultra. So if you want an Ultra chip, you can get M3 Ultra. M4 Ultra will probably be coming soon, but by that time, M5 base is going to come out somewhere, and it's like this rolling system. It needs a visual.
We all understood that
I'm saying it into
perfectly.
a microphone, and it sounds like I'm just blabbering. This needs a visual.
I literally needed you to draw it out for me.
I know.
this
I
week.
had to like diagram it. So yeah, this may be a video. We'll see. But
It made me
yes,
realize
Mac
this
Ultras.
morning that I think Max is the dumbest name possible because it's not the highest one. Ultra
Max
is higher.
That's
Yeah, wait a second.
The description of the
minute.
word maximum is the greatest or highest amount possible
Go
or
off.
attained, and then they're like, let's double it.
go off. Yeah, this is true. That is very true.
Max Plus,
Yeah. What?
Yeah, Pro Max. Yeah.
Pro Max. That is the
But that is
Yeah,
the max.
Pro Max is the max you can get.
size-wise.
And actually, it makes sense because the big regular iPhone is just called the Plus.
So are you saying that in Max is not the max?
That is also
On the
very
Max.
confusing. Maybe I was so
In Max,
confused.
Max is not Max.
Correct.
Okay.
Ultra.
As long as we're on the same page.
Ultra is more Max than Max.
In
the
Max. In Max.
Yeah, in the Max.
But outside of Max, Max is Max
Yeah.
because it's Pro Max.
Well,
Got
There's
it.
something wrong with my brain because I understood that.
Perfect. No, that's kind of it. That's our Mac update. I think
I never want to hear that word again.
Yeah, I want to review the new Mac.
We didn't talk about the iPad. Do you want to do it really quick?
Oh.
Because that's about all there is to it.
Okay, we can also do the iPad. There's a new iPad. It's got the M3 chip, iPad Air. Beautiful. That's kind of all that's new, right? Maybe double the RAM.
It's built for Apple Intelligence.
Sorry,
Excuse me.
for Apple Intelligence. Sick. It's a new chip. It has these colors. It's neat. It looks
Actually-
exactly the same.
The new Magic Keyboard for it has function rows and a larger trackpad, which I do think is actually good, and I believe is cheaper.
It's cheaper, but it's still way too expensive.
Is it $50 cheaper or something?
$269 and $319.
It's a little bit cheaper,
Okay.
but it's so expensive.
So that came out, and there's also a new base iPad. It's still $329, and it has a new A16 chip and doesn't support Apple Intelligence.
Maybe that's the one to get.
I guess that's a gated feature now. No Apple Intelligence for the baseline iPad, but it does have the newest. Not the newest. It does have a newer
It has an A series chip, right?
A16. Yeah, A16 generation. So
Which is one old. Or no,
Too old.
too old because we're on A18.
We're on A18.
So that makes sense that it wouldn't support Apple Intelligence,
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah.
Why not put you just put the A18 in the $600 iPhone? Maybe that's too pricey for the $300 iPad.
Can you help me understand? I'm so confused. Is Genmoji Apple Intelligence?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
And then the
Local
new
processing.
Siri GPT is also Apple Intelligence.
Eventually when
Correct.
it comes out, yeah.
But like the Chat GPT like integration into
That is also Apple
that's
Intelligence.
also Apple Intelligence and also not here yet, or that is here.
That's Apple Intelligence?
It's here, yeah.
Is Apple Intelligence in the room with us right now?
Yeah, so like it's just like okay, so what they mean when they say it's built for Apple Intelligence, they mean you can do Genmoji on it?
Yeah, so I did a review of like all of the currently available Apple
Yeah.
Intelligence features, and the list is not very long right now.
Okay.
Notification summary.
But it is like a promise, it's an IOU of like you will get these features.
It's growing. It's growing with iOS updates. So as of right now, if you have a
Yeah.
device that supports Apple Intelligence, writing tools, summarization for reconstructing
oh, and then
text, notification
yeah.
summaries, Genmoji is in there. Remember the image playground where you can like make weird emoji
okay.
things?
No, I'm starting to understand.
That's all Apple Intelligence is at this point. It's not really a buying.
It's
point
really-
for most people.
Yeah. They
When
said
is-
there was going to be a super cycle of people buying AI phones
Yeah.
where smartphones would be back, baby.
now. Yeah.
No.
When does
Yeah.
the Apple Roadster come out?
Soon. I'll bring up one more device since we're talking about AI. I reviewed the Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro this week.
Oh, yeah.
And those phones really don't have much AI at all. Like if you followed Nothing phones for the past couple of years, they have not done the like remove a part of your image from the background thing. They have not done writing tools or notification summaries or any of this AI stuff.
They
You
did something
can-
better.
So you can have Gemini and all the basic stuff, but the one thing they did on these Nothing phones that is AI is they added a button to the side of the phone.
Yeah.
And as I described it in the video, it's literally just like a place where you store stuff. It's like I've described it, like Google Screenshots app on steroids. It's fine. It works. It allows you to parse information from the screenshot and save some of it. So if you want to search back for an old screenshot, it's easy to remember and find. You can attach voice notes to things you save by holding the button down. But that's kind of all it really does. It's not backed up anywhere. It's not going to sync across devices. It's kind of just like built into your phone. The Essential Space is what it's called.
Essential Space.
Yeah,
But notably, it's the Nothing phone, not the Essential phone.
that's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was interesting.
They have said it's going to be upgraded in the coming months to have more features.
Yes, just like everyone else and all of their AI promises.
Yes.
Wow, someone's got a grudge.
Well, that's also what Apple Intelligence is doing, and
Yeah,
that's
I know.
also what the Rabbit's doing.
The best thing about Apple Intelligence is that it forced Apple to put 16 gigs of RAM in
That's
everything.
true.
Actually,
That's
the best
honestly,
thing.
yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But now here we are. We got new iPads. We got new MacBook Air. We got new Mac Studio. We got new AI.
Knew nothing.
And new Nothing.
The Nothing phones are quite good value, though.
$379 for the 3A. In the US, anyway.
That's crazy.
It's pretty good.
That's so good.
Also,
yeah.
have to acknowledge that there's now a 3A Pro, and the A series was supposed to be the cheaper version of the standard number. So
Right.
where does there's going to
that-
be a 3 that hasn't come out yet.
Correct.
It's kind of like the M3 Ultra.
Yeah, I assume the Nothing Phone 3, when it comes out, will be a, quote, flagship, and it will cost
Yeah.
more than the 3A and the 3A Pro.
Yeah.
It will probably be in the $500, $600, $700 range,
Yeah.
and it'll probably have a better chip, and yeah, we don't know when that's coming.
Carl has said specifically that it is going to be an AI-focused phone, and I really wonder if that means that they're just going to lean harder into the button, and if that's the main thing, or if it's going to be even more AI.
Like catching up with all the Samsung stuff,
maybe.
like drawing something in your picture and then it being a sketch or something. I don't know.
Like
I hope
what-
it's more to do with the
notification
button.
summaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the button being like totally different than all the other buttons?
So the button is in a place right next to the power button where it is very, very easy to press it accidentally all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like bulging
it's-
out and not flat.
Yeah,
I don't
so
like how it looks.
It
The
doesn't
only-
look great, but the fact that it is domed and feels different from the power button at least helps me press it accidentally less often because it's right next to the power button. But it is still annoying, and I press it accidentally all the time. I take screenshots of my home screen every day. So that's a thing.
Have they said what the essential space is like for? You know?
Not any more than we have.
Kind of store stuff in it. You
Yeah,
can't like ask your phone about the stuff in the space.
No, you can.
Oh, no, yeah. So like I said, the Screenshots app on steroids. Like the Screenshots app is supposed to be able to like parse through and sort through all the stuff that it finds in your screenshots.
Yeah.
So this is the same way. And if you have an event that you took a screenshot of the event page, it will remind you of that event when it comes up. Or if you have a voice note and you say, remind me to buy tickets for this tomorrow, it will set a to-do action in this app to revisit this screenshot so you can buy tickets to the event.
Question.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just tell like Siri or Google Assistant?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it sounds cool. But I also was the only person who liked the screenshot app, I feel like.
I love it. I think this is like a to-do list app built into your phone. They do need, like you said, Marques, cross-platform functionality. If they get a Mac app and a Windows app, I think that's enough. That would be so sick.
I agree. I just can't hold my breath for it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coming anytime soon.
Are you, while you're using this phone, are you like, that should go in the essential space and you put it in there?
It's more of just like reminders and things I need to remember later.
Why wouldn't you just use your reminder app?
Well, because, I mean, this is a button on the side of the phone, so it kind of is encouraging you to remember more things. So I'm just texting someone and, I got to remember to answer this text later. Let me just hit the thing, save it, and tell myself later what I want to do.
Doesn't Google Messages have a remind me to answer this text feature?
Yes, individual apps have versions of these features, but it all being built into one hub is maybe the nice thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so some people are going to be into that.
Yeah, because the Reminders app, if you want to set a reminder, it's just text. Can you
this
attach
is all
anything to your Reminders app?
associated with the screenshot that it takes at the time as well. So you can be like, remind me to buy this for Claire on her birthday, for her birthday, or something like that. And then it's like Claire birthday presents. I can probably search and find all the times I had said this is something that might work for a good birthday.
And you can
present.
build collections, which are kind of like folders. So
Okay. Well, I'm going to try it more.
I feel like it's the
how it
best use of an AI on a phone thus far, besides like Circle to Search.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Circle to Search.
Circle to Search is iconic, but this is pretty close.
Google Now on Tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Google Now on Tap too. It's just rebranded. Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's the Nothing Phones. We should take another quick break. We got a little more to get through. But before we do that, some trivia questions.
We're going long, so how many transistors does the M1 have? Go.
Oh, I know this.
Transistors?
M1.
The M1?
M1,
The base
original
M1.
M1.
You know this?
Well, I've been researching it specific.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Oh.
I'm still going to get it wrong, though. Okay, we'll think about that. Answers at the end later. We'll be right back. Support for Waveform comes from Netsuite. It takes a lot of guts to run your own business because you never know what the future has in store for you. When will a bull market turn into a bear market? When will inflation start to drop? And when will rates rise and fall and rise again? If only there were a crystal ball. But in the meantime, there's Netsuite by Oracle. So almost 40,000 companies choose Netsuite to help future-proof their business so they can stay on track no matter what tomorrow brings. Netsuite is a top-rated cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one fluid platform with one single source of truth. Netsuite offers real-time insights and data that you can use to make the right decisions at the right time. So whether your company is earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite can help you respond to immediate challenges and seize opportunities. Speaking of opportunity, download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/waveform. The guide is free to you at netsuite.com/waveform. netsuite.com/waveform. Support for Waveform comes from Coda. Picture this. You're starting a new project at work, and your vision is clear. You know exactly who's doing what and where to find the data you need to do your part. In fact, you don't have to waste time searching for anything, because everything your team needs, from project trackers and OKRs to documents and spreadsheets, lives in one tab. No, this isn't a fantasy, and it's not a dream either, and it can all exist in Coda. With Coda's collaborative all-in-one workspace, you get the flexibility of docs, the structure of spreadsheets, and the power of applications and the intelligence of AI in one easy-to-organize tab. Coda connects tools and teams so you spend less time switching gears. That means no more searching for the right piece of data or trying to remember that one flag your coworker said not to forget. Coda makes everything easily accessible so you can focus on the bigger creative questions without sweating the small stuff. More than 50,000 teams trust Coda to keep them more aligned and focused. So to try it for yourself, go to coda.io/wave today and get started for free. So that's coda.io/wave to get started for free. Coda.io/wave.
Welcome back. I have a family, specifically David and Mel, and by that I mean we share a YouTube Premium account.
We do? You're in my family?
Yeah.
Is this recent?
No.
Oh, God.
This is like what, as soon as I started working here.
Is this legal? I don't know. Continue.
But so we only pay like $3 a month or something.
My brother.
For YouTube Premium, it's dirty cheap.
That's
but
good.
Narcs.
if you wanted to pay more than that,
It is.
but less than it actually costs, there's now an option.
There's a new tier
For
in the
you.
US.
Yeah, tier. That's the right word.
Yeah.
Correct.
Wow.
It's called YouTube Premium Lite. It makes sense when you think about it. YouTube Premium gets you no ads and offline downloads.
Yeah.
And YouTube Music.
What?
And I think...
Wait, stop. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always come with you.
It's a deal, bro.
Ellis.
You have been paying for this and not even using it? It's good.
Ellis, you get free YouTube music.
It's good. So, but if you, and also there's like offline playback. I think there's like a picture-in-picture feature. A couple little
And
things.
they'll like
that
turn
come
your
with it.
screen off.
Turn your screen
it's-
off and
yeah.
it's continue to play back.
So that's great. That all comes with paying for YouTube Premium. But if all you really care about is no ads, now there's a new tier that's just YouTube Premium Lite, and that's no ads on non-music videos. So if you don't listen to music on YouTube, you're a Spotify, Apple Music person,
Yeah.
you can only pay $8 a month in the US for YouTube Premium Lite and still get ad-free YouTube.
Wait, there's ads on music videos?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Because
Economy.
More
YouTube-
expensive.
Oh.
You got to pay, like YouTube has to pay for the.
Licensing.
That would be my guess. It's
Okay.
like, it's
No,
like they
that
have to
makes
pay
sense.
for the licensing on those.
Also, YouTube is an extremely popular music streaming platform. So,
Maybe the most popular.
yeah.
Can I tell a really funny story?
Yeah.
When I got my iPod Touch and must have been like 7th grade or something like that, I distinctly remember getting it, seeing the YouTube app on it, and the first thought I had was, why did I waste 99 of my hard-earned cents on Kanye West's Heartless when I could listen to it for free wherever I am with this?
Oh.
Yeah, the YouTube logo on the iPod Touch was a TV.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Because it was old.
It was like an analog TV.
You guys got the iPod Touch in 7th grade?
I got it in middle
Oh my gosh, I'm so
school.
old.
No, because the iPhone came out in 2007.
Yeah, I got it after the iPhone came out because I couldn't get the iPhone as well as AT&T.
I was in 6th grade.
I want to say I was in
Actually,
maybe I was in high school.
I have like an even funnier story about
8th
this
grade.
because I got it because, as I mentioned on a previous episode, my parents were really anti kids having cell phones. They were like, Ellis should not have one of these. But I was a pretty independent kid and needed to let my mom know where I was a lot of the time. And so my mom read somewhere that you could get texting apps, like old text over Wi-Fi apps for the iPod Touch. But I don't know if my parents fully understood what Wi-Fi was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, in my school, in high school, like all the kids that didn't have smartphones just had iPods, and they were able to do iPod Touches, and were able to do all the same things.
oh yeah,
that
did you
could
have
do.
Pal Ringo?
What's that?
Oh my God, Pal Ringo was this crazy. It was essentially Woof.
What's that?
That's not a real sentence.
From The Office?
This guy, no, but it's essentially like it was this app that could unite all of your different messaging accounts into one inbox, including all of the weird off-brand texting over Wi-Fi apps.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
could get my AIMs.
There were some weird
my
ones.
my SMSs, my Facebook messengers. That was kind of all there was back then. All in my Pal Ringo inbox.
Yeah. The iPod Touch came out in 2007 as well.
Yeah, that's the first piece of tech I ever actually owned,
Oh.
and it got stolen like a week.
No.
Dang.
Yeah. Big
I spent
heartbreak.
like my life savings on mine.
Same.
so.
I was like the happiest kid ever for a week, and then it got stolen, and I was the
It got
saddest.
stolen in a week.
Yeah.
That sucks, bro.
Yeah, I got it. I like brought it into school because I'm an idiot, and then I like had it stolen out of my locker, and then I was like, my life savings is gone. I can't even listen to music or anything.
Someone
financially recover from
Yeah, it was tough.
Well, did it have YouTube Premium Lite on it?
No, but you know,
Right,
some
yeah.
kid out there could get that now. Would be great. Ad free.
dude, someone out there has Marques Brownlee's iPod Touch.
That makes me
And
so
doesn't-
sad.
And doesn't even know.
It's probably e-waste by now.
Some thief,
Definitely.
some high school thief. In my head, there's still a high school thief.
They never grew up.
Yeah, they never
It's
grew
like
up.
Biff, you know?
Yeah.
Deep reference.
I
Anyway,
missed that one.
was there anything else about
Back to
YouTube
the
Premium Lite that we missed?
In the coming weeks, they will also make it available to users in the current pilot countries, which include Thailand, Germany, Australia, and also that YouTube Music and Premium reach over 125 million subscribers globally when you include trial users, which is a very funny amendment.
Yeah, that is.
Wow.
But it will expand to additional countries later this year.
Last thing, Google Fi just got an update.
Let's go. Well, it's not Google Fi that got this.
Sorry, T-Mobile NVMOs
Yeah.
have worked with Apple, I guess, in order to make this iOS 18.2 beta support RCS with them.
18.4, sorry.
18.4.
I meant to write 4.
18.4 beta supports RCS. So if you're a Google Fi user and you have the iOS 18.4 beta, flip that switch, baby.
It's
RCS is going to work on your phone.
the greatest.
All right, David.
You're
up.
you're a Google Fi user, right?
Yep.
You've been waiting.
Yep. I've been a Google Fi user for a very long time.
Me too.
I have been screaming into the void for a very long time.
The void has answered.
The void has finally answered.
They said, here, have this beta.
Yeah. Have the Sigma. There was this report that Apple was the one that was basically holding back releasing the ability for MVMOs to be able to use to be able to use RCS.
Yeah.
And now they've finally done it in the beta. So I'm extremely excited. I finally turned it on yesterday, and my life is 100 times better.
Oh, you're already on the beta.
Oh, I'm
Of course
already-
you are.
I've
Here's
always
number
been.
one.
Why'd I even ask? Of course.
Yeah, I was the alpha beta user.
Adam, go ahead and get cracking on that download. Yeah. There you
I'm
go.
literally about to turn on betas right now.
Yeah. So thank you,
Wait, public beta or developer beta?
developer beta.
Developer beta is beta iOS 18.4.
Beta 2.
Yeah. I'm on the public beta, so I'm on 18.3, I think,
Wow.
which is still fine.
But
I've just been like waiting for the new Siri, and I don't
don't know,
be
man.
on a
I don't know
developer
when that's
beta.
coming. I don't know when that's
I
coming.
should
The
just be
developer
on
beta is fine. I haven't had any issues with it at all.
I sometimes have battery issues, so I just need to like pay attention.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Well, to all my Fi users out there who are on the iPhone, which is like 3 of us, hell yeah, brother.
I got one more request for Fi. Let us attach the Apple Watch. You can't do it.
Ooh.
The cellular. Can't do it.
What
But
about can you attach a Pixel Watch?
You can
For free.
for free.
So do it.
You don't even have to pay. If you're on Google Fi, Pixel Watch, cellular, free.
Well, is that still the case? Because I know it was when it came out, but I'm not sure if that's still
Yeah, it's still the
Is it, okay.
Yeah.
That's really funny, actually.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have a Pixel Watch? Dude, yeah, it's free. You can use it.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. I think that covers it. Look, there's going to be more announcements. It's like the end of MWC and the beginning of South by, and there's just a bunch more announcements and tech things happening. So stay tuned. Keep it locked, as they say. Get subscribed
Who
if you
says
haven't
that?
already. I think radio people say that.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why I said it.
Keep it
It's
locked.
Just,
96.9.
yeah, keep it locked here on WVFRM, which kind of sounds like a radio station. But we should wrap it up by finding out the answers to those trivia questions.
I'm pretty sure back in the day of radios that had knobs and dials and stuff, you could lock the dial
That
so
would
that
make
no
a
one
lot
could
of
change the station. But I am not old enough.
I could not confirm that, but it makes perfect sense.
That's hardcore.
I have listened to a lot of terrestrial radio in my day, but I've never had one with a knob.
Dude, especially when you had to like fine tune it because it was just the little dial thing, I would definitely lock that because you go over a speed bump and it's like, you know?
Yeah, I was talking about some old people stuff.
Who else but us? All right, question number 1. modular phone camera accessories. Beep, 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 beep. Year. I was wrong in the beginning. I said 6 megapixel, and I meant, did I say megapixel wrong? It just fell out of my mouth and felt incongruous. Earlier, I said 6 megapixels, and I meant 7 megapixels. What phone? No, what year did this phone come out in? And it had a telephoto conversion lens and a wide angle conversion lens. And both of them looked really silly.
And bad.
And
It was unbelievable how much better quality film was back in the day. I can see why they thought digital would never catch on.
yeah.
At with 2 megapixel camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I did not say if we were doing closest delta or Price is Right rules.
True.
So we will do closest delta, but Marques, let me see your board real quick.
Oh, that's 2008.
All right.
Is that an M Max chip on the right?
Yeah.
God damn it. You mother.
Did we split it? It is 2006.
You did split it if we're doing closest delta.
Yeah.
So we all
get the point.
2006.
But if we do Price is Right rules, only 2 of you get it.
That would be mean.
That would be mean.
That'd be great.
I'm down for everyone gets a point.
Well, you get a point either way, so let's not. Let's say everyone gets a point. Everyone gets a point.
so
The
I think
answer
that's good,
was obviously
2006.
2006.
Andrew and I both put 2004.
Yeah, I realized
Marques
we
put
didn't say our
2008.
answer.
The phone was the Samsung V770.
Never heard of it.
Someone will correct us.
Yeah, and if I'm wrong, no, I'm not.
He's only wrong if it goes lower.
Quick update on the score after those correct answers. Marques with 8, catching up.
What?
Andrew with 5.
Did I miss a week or something?
David with 11.
Nope. A healthy lead has become a little more sickly.
Let's do another one.
How many transistors does the original M1 chip have?
Closest delta or
Without going over.
or
Without going over.
Price is Right?
Yeah,
Rules?
Price is Right rules. Because we
Okay.
did delta last time. So this time, I'll do closest delta.
I'm going to be so wrong.
You say that, but if you just pick an absurd number, you
Yeah.
might be right.
That's true.
I'm trying to remember. This is right.
All right. Flip them and read.
I thought I was going over, and I'm the lowest by 4 billion.
Wait, so what'd you say?
1 billion.
You said 1 billion?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said 40 billion.
40 billion. Marques.
Right in the middle, 9.5 billion.
So if we're doing
Wait, 40
Price
billion
is
is a
Right.
horrible answer.
That is a horrible answer. Marques gets the point. The correct answer is 16 billion on the original M1.
Oh, you were closer also.
Huh. 16 billion, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds more
The
feasible.
M1 Ultra or Pro? I
Wait,
forget which one.
yeah.
Had like 33.7 billion.
Okay,
So you were
I'm not
close.
that
Yeah.
far.
If
Right.
we were doing the other one.
But it was the base chip,
Right.
the little square.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was the Ultra.
All right, so what do you know? Your lead is shrinking, David. How do you feel?
Let's go
about
back to
that?
only
like
David and I
transistors.
getting points on the first one.
No, I kind of liked all getting points. That
The
was
node size is also shrinking, so one day I will be correct.
Man, that's true.
Thank you.
But hey, until then,
How? It's
yeah,
like
it didn't make any
M1.
sense.
No, because you can. Well, sure, but
Yeah.
there will be 40 billion on a MacBook chip at some point.
I think
I bet the M4 Ultra.
No, the M2 Max has 143 billion, doesn't it? On the whole SoC.
Jesus.
that seems like a
Fact
lot.
checking time.
M3 Ultra, 184 billion. Apple.com.
So I'm just wrong. What about the? Okay, that's the Ultra though. What about the Pro?
We can narrow it down and find one that's close to your number. I don't think that makes it right.
Okay.
But yeah, we learned something today.
Okay. What about the second trivia question?
No, that was it.
Oh, right, that was
it.
Because the phone.
It's great. Yeah. I'm
with
glad
the
we got
phone
that
thing.
done.
Did we all get it, or did just
We all got it. That's been it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
South by?
See you
ya.
at South by. If we're not at South by, see you at the next regularly scheduled episode.
If we're not at South by?
no, if
No,
they're
we're
not,
at South
Okay.
by.
We are definitely
if
there.
they're not, sorry, I wasn't clear. If you're not at South by, you, the listener, well, we'll catch you on the feed. But see you at the next episode. Catch you later. Peace.
Waveform is produced by Adam Molina and Ellis Roven. We're partnered with Vox Media Podcast Network. And intro music was created by Vane Still.
Yeah, I don't think I can name all the planets.
Still true.
Mercury, Venus, Earth,
There's
and
only
Mars,
Neptune.
too.
Seven.
the one I
Jupiter,
forget.
Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
think of.
Pluto was the furthest
They're all
planet
just
from the sun,
Gods.
but then it got demoted from Marshall.